Bonjour Émilie, c'est un plaisir de t'avoir avec nous à la Centrale du 3 février au 3 mars prochain. On aimerait te poser quelques questions en fait, sur ton expo, donc si tu veux nous en parler de manière générale, what the exhibition is about.
Sure. This exhibition is called Scotopia, which is a term that refers to the ability to see in the dark, like nocturnal animals. And that has both formal and kind of figurative implications in the various works in the show. So a lot of it on the surface is lighting effects and lighting tricks, really attracted to things like camp and kitsch and cheap special effects. So a lot of the works use a sort of DIY hologram process. So I think that's the first thing people will notice when they come into the show is these kind of cheap DIY special effects. And that actually, for me, those aesthetics are used in a way that is political. I think that all contemporary art has to be political in some way. So for me, I'm thinking about what the politics of cheap craft materials are, and these kinds of spectacles and illusions, and the feeling of wonder and magic that you have when you encounter one of these effects, and what that implies in a broader sense culturally. So, for example, the cheapness and the campiness and the kitsch quality of these things works kind of in opposition to what would be the opposite of that. The minimal, kind of slick, expensive, masterful. I'm trying to think of other adjectives to describe the values that are working in opposition, to the kind of stuff, the kind of materials, and the kind of approach that I use. And I think the politics embedded in that are resistant to dominant modes of doing things, dominant modes of thinking. And all of these works address sort of patriarchal narratives and patriarchal punishment with this attitude of a little bit of a bratty attitude, a little bit of a punk attitude. So I use humor a lot to kind of undermine some of the values and some of the pressures that I sense, both in the art world and in the academic world and in the various worlds that I encounter. So yeah, those are some of the ideas behind the works, or some of the impulses behind the works.
Mm-hmm. And as you talked, I've heard a lot about things that could dialogue with feminisms and feminist thoughts. So is it important to you to exhibit here at La Centrale?
Yeah, I've actually applied many times. So I've wanted to exhibit at La Centrale for a very long time. I've always felt an affinity with the programming, of course. Feminism is really important to me. I'm a woman. I don't know how it wouldn't be. It's, but it's more than that. It's those politics are really underlying all of my work and important in my life. So, I'm really happy to be in a space like this. Yeah.
Thank you very much, and we welcome everyone to the exhibit until March 3rd.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you.